Welcome or welcome back at I Need Help at Cisco. In this example, we now need to find the equation of the perpendicular bisector on the segment given AB. And we have the endpoints of segment AB, A, -2 and 2, and B, 1 and 8. So how are we going to do that? First of all, let's take a look. Perpendicular bisector is the line or segment that divides a given line segment exactly into halves. That is a key thing, and is forming 90-degree angles at the intersection point. We're going to see that also. The first thing you want to do is to find the midpoint of the segment AB. I'm going to call this x sub m is the x coordinate of the midpoint. How are we going to do that? We're going to add the x's of the endpoints of the given segment of the point A and B and divide by 2. So we're going to have -2 plus 1 divide by 2, and that will be -1 over 2. I'm going to keep it in this format. Then I'm going to do the same thing for the y coordinate of the midpoint, y sub m, where we're going to add also the y coordinates, y1 and y2. We're going to add these two guys and divide by 2. 2 plus 8 divide by 2, and that will be 10 over 2, which can be simplified, and this is 5. So we know that this perpendicular bisector will go through this point m, -1/2 and 5. Another thing that we need to find out is the slope of that perpendicular bisector. For that reason, I'm going to look first to the slope of the segment AB. And for that reason, I'm going to use the slope formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So in our case, it's going to be what? 8 minus 2 over 1 minus -2. You need to be consistent. Like I said, y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. 8 minus 2 is 6. 1 minus -2 is 3. So we have a slope of 2. So now we can go and find the slope of the perpendicular bisector. The perpendicular bisector, I'm going to call it the line L, just to make a difference between the slope of line AB and the slope of the perpendicular bisector. And if we have these two here, which is nothing else than 2 over 1, how do you get the slope of the perpendicular line? You're going to flip this 1/2 and change the sign. So the slope of the perpendicular bisector is -1/2. And now we're going to go to the last part, where we're going to find the equation of that line. We have the slope of -1/2. We have the point. We can use y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1, or you can use the slope intercept form if you like that more. So in this case, we have what? Y minus, be careful, y1 in this case is this 5, the y coordinate of the point that belongs to that line, the midpoint, right? So we're going to have y minus 5 equals -1/2 x minus -1/2. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to simplify this form, the double negative inside of the parentheses, and I have x plus 1/2. This is a good form. This is the point slope form of the perpendicular bisector, but sometimes you may need what we call the slope intercept form. So you may want to do the distributive property, y minus 5 equals -1/2 x. Yeah, we multiply this, and then -1/2 times +1/2. That will be -1/4. One more thing, we can add 5 to get rid of this -5 to have just y equals. The only thing I'm here on this side, instead of adding 5, I'm going to add 5. I'm going to write it as 20 over 4. You agree with me? Hopefully 5 is nothing else than 20 over 4. So now what do we get? Y equals negative 1/2 x, and then we have negative 1/4 plus 20 over 4. It's 19 over 4. This is another form of the perpendicular bisector, and we can have another one which is called the standard form. And in this case you can start either from this one or from this form. Let's say you have the slope intercept form. On that one you multiply by 4 both sides, so we're going to have 4y equals, again I'm going to multiply by 4 both sides, and then I have negative 1/2 times 4, that is going to be positive, no, I'm sorry, negative 2x plus 19 over 4 plus 4, that will be 19. Last thing, I'm going to add 2x on both sides. These two cancel out, and I'm going to move here on the left, and I'm going to have 2x plus 4y equals 19. This is the standard form of the perpendicular bisector. So you have 3 forms here. Now here on the right side, I'm going to show you a little bit of a graphical idea of what I did. We have the point negative 2 and 2, which is this point. That is point A. We have B, 1 and 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is right here. This is the segment AB. The midpoint was negative 1/2 and 5. So negative 1/2 and 5. So somewhere here, which looks pretty good. And the perpendicular bisector, it's this line. It has a slope of negative 1/2, something like this. I will say, let me change the color, something like that. That is the line L, how I call it, and it forms, like I said, 4 90-degree angles. This is the equation. This is the graph of the equation we found here, and we have the 3 form I said before. If you enjoyed this video clip, don't forget to click the like button and come back on C-Square for more help. Thank you.